So do you want to store your data in the database? Alright, so we have DB SQLite 3 at this time at our database. You can use MySQL, Postgres, whatever you want to use, and you have to declare that database in settings.py. So in our main project tree, here we have settings.py, and here we have database settings. So if you want to change it from database Django.db to MySQL, then you have to pass some extra parameters like username, database name, and all. But for this time being, we are using DB SQLite 3. Further in the project, I will tell you how to connect it to MySQL and Postgres also. Okay, so DB SQLite 3 is good for when you are using for development purpose, like at this time we are using this. Okay, so in the models.py, what are models? First thing is, so models are like tables of the Django, and let's say here we are having this is a model, let's say person. So it creates a table of first name and last name as the fields, and they are of character type having the max length 30. So let's say I copy this part and in our model paste it. So we don't need here as the person model, we want blocks, so we are writing block post. Okay, and instead of first name I'm using title, and instead of last name I'm using description, so DSC will be enough here. So instead of char field, we have a lot of other fields also. So as you can see here, we have date field, we have foreign key, we will talk about it later, we have many to many field, we have to one field also. If you want to choose from something, so we use choice is equal to something. All right, so I will also use this thing, and we declare this inside our model. All right, so here we go. So instead of search size, I can say the block type here, so block underscore type, and usually we do it in caps, so by the convention I'm writing block type, and here I have to write give choice. So let's make a new field, and let's say type, and type it should block type because this is much better. So models dot char field, and in this we are saying blank equals to true or false, and choice is equals what we have declared as block type. Alright, and here also I will say it can't be blank, it can't be null, these type of things we can declare here also. So blank equal to false tells that when we are saving this in form, as we will do later on, it can be blank, and null equal to false says that you can't turn it null in when we are saving this in the database. So actually it is creating a table of the name blog post. If you know about database, then you might know about what the tables are, and there are three fields: title, description, and block type. Alright, I also want to make a new field there, the date time, so like a time stamp. So instead of date time, let's say time stamp. So what timestamp is of, so models dot datetime field, and datetime field, and I want to just add explicitly without even telling the user in the backend. So I'm saying auto now add. So anytime the user saves a particular row, it will associate a time of that current time automatically. Auto now add equal to true, do this thing. So I can say blank equals to true, so I can left this part as blank. Even I don't have to give it, I'm just saying it for just explicit purpose. All right, so here we go, we have blog post now, because whenever we are creating model in like for in let's say MySQL, so we have to go for like create table and then table name. So in case blog post and so on, then we define a lot of other things. So Django do this for us. We have to just write one command and it will create all the query for us. So let's say now it is saying that blog post dot blog type, it is max length attribute is not needed here, but every time the whenever we are declaring the cat field, then we have to pass max length. So let's say max length is 20 here and choices are there. Alright, now just hit the server by control C and run python manage.py make migrations. So what it will do is it will create all the queries for us. So make migration will create all the query. So it is saying that create model blog post. Alright, so it create model blog post. Now we have to, now let's see what has happened. So a new folder migration has been created, and as you can see here, the generated by Django 2.0.7 on this time, and it is saying that migrations are initial true and dependencies with create model with id. Yeah, this is important. What it is doing is it is primary key and it is associated with every row. All right, so every row have a unique value id or primary key, then title, description, block type and timestamp as we have created in our model. These four things are here, 1 2 3 4, and with a primary key. Always whenever you make a model in Django, it associates a pk automatically with it, and it is auto incrementing and integral type, right? So now it's time to make some changes in database. So at this time our database, you can see here, is having nothing, empty. Now as I will run this command migrate, it will write something in the database. So as you can see here, some characters have been written here with so these are binary characters, so VS Code can't read them, so just can cut it out and don't touch it if you don't want to delete or make a new database. Alright, now for the time being, as you can see here, in our main folder we are having this part. Let me, alright, now in this case we want to do some changes in our views. For this, firstly let me go for some other changes here, which are accessing this model from the views and from the admin panel. Alright, so let me introduce you to the admin panel. Django have built-in admin panel and you can access it by creating your own super user. So for that we use python manage.py create super user command and pass the username here. So I'm writing admin and whatever the email address, or you can left it blank also, and password, type the same password both time, and alright, otherwise this error will occur as we all know. So here you go, the super user created successfully. So as you run the server, and now after you go to home page instead of home page admin, and you can now use this very same thing you created in the super user, and here you go. Now we have two things here only, but we have created a new blog model, so we want to register this in our admin. So go to admin.py of the list folder. I have to hide this. Okay, now first import it by using from dot models, because we are in the same hierarchy of models, so we can write from dot models instead of list dot models. Okay, from dot models import blog post, and now we will do admin dot site dot register. Without doing this, no model will occur in admin panel. Alright, now as I've done this, now here you go. Now we have the list tab and it contains a model blog post. Now if you want to add a blog post, add a row in the table, we have title, description, block type of either small, medium, large, as we have declared here. Okay, so instead of small, medium, large, I want to just say tech or art or entertainment. So I can say instead of this, I can say tech art, and here I go entertainment. What type of block it is, and I want to, if I have changed this, so again you have to run the migrations. All right, and every time you change, make a change in model, like I have done here, so you have to run migration again. I also want to add a author with this, so let's say author, who have written this, so author equal to, later this field will be useful when we will create authentication purpose and profiles of the authors, so that one body can follow others and so on, all these things we want to do. So char field, then max length, let's say of 40, and we will say blank, it can't be blank, so if it can't be blank, so we'll say false. All right, so if I save it now, by just doing this, no changes will occur here. All right, but no changes will occur in DB SQLite 3. Let me try to save it, then you will see the error. If I do it without migration, then it will say that the column not found. All right, so it is saying that this have no column named author, because we haven't changed the structure of database yet, so we have to run the migration. So command C, that's why always whenever you make any changes in models, you have to run make migration command. All right, so it is saying that you are trying to add null value, so by here I am saying let's try to add some value, and null is not defined, so maybe this would work. Or all right, so now again after migrations, as you can see, the new migration will be created here. Here you go, and in this migration it is saying that alter the field blog post by art entertainment instead of small large that we were having earlier, and add a field blog post author that we have created. So every time these are like SQL queries generated by the Django. All right, and now we have to write this on the actual database device thing. So migrate these things, and now we can run the server. And now if we save this thing, there will be no issue. All right, now if I save it, and here you go, it has been saved. So it is saying the blog post object 1. Why? But we want to this will be a bad scenario. Let's say one more blog post. So let's say the title is of the blog is adding to integral values, and author is Rahul, and description is adding two things, and so on. Okay, and the block type is some tech, let's say, and 700 that. Now if you do this, we are getting the same object type of thing. So we want to return some names, so always define here a method in our class blog post, which is model. So def str in this way, and self, and we want to return whatever you can return here. So let's say self dot, if you want to return title, you can return title, so self dot title. All right, and now if I do something like this, and here you go, now we are having title here. All right, so this is all about the models. You can add two strings here, so let's say self dot author. Okay, this will also work. So these type of things you can do. All right, thank you. Now in the next tutorial we will see how to actually uh, add it from custom admin panel and many more other things. Thank you.